Okay. Another event function called on memo add modify. What does that mean? If you are on a row and you run the function memo, what does the system do? The system first does a check on the status of that row, if it has a status, right? If the status permits memo editing, it will show you that memo. If the status doesn't permit memo editing, it will show you the memo in read-only format, right? But if it does permit memo editing, sometimes you don't want to risk that, because for the status type that you placed for this status type, you don't want to allow him, even if the system does allow him to edit the memo, you don't want to allow him to edit the memo. Okay? Or you have to make sure, for example, who is the person editing. Remember what we did in the database studies? Okay, who is the person editing? If he's the owner, I would allow him to edit the memo. If he's not the owner, I would not allow him to edit the memo. Okay, so since the memo is different than the update, it's an attached row to every row. So what we do, you run the function, we allow you to interfere before we show him this work on memo add modify. Okay, on memo add modify to allow you to decide yes or no. Do you want to allow him yes or no? But one more thing we would like to use on memo add modify. Sometimes if there is no memo, you want to generate a memo for him, so he will not enter and see an empty memo. He will see a generated memo already there. Okay? Another way, remember when I show you the memo, I show the memo like this. This is the form, and that's the memo inside. I say, for example, memo, and I would allow you to edit that memo. But here on top, there is a toolbar. The toolbar inside the memo, it's like Word. You can edit uppercase, lowercase, underline, bold, italic, select the font, select the color, select the background, insert an image, put a table, anything that you want to. Okay? So sometimes you don't want any button in that memo, any button in the toolbar. Okay? Sometimes you want some buttons in the toolbar. For example, sometimes you want only bold, italic, underline, and colors. Sometimes you want the full toolbar of the memo. Sometimes you want a restricted toolbar. Sometimes you want no toolbar. So you run a function that's called set memo toolbar. The set memo toolbar would show you options, what toolbar you want to display, and I will display the toolbar that you selected on this memo. When do you run that? On memo add modify.